This is the Lowenstein Occupational Therapy Cognitive Assessment for the geriatric population.
This assessment is a series of cognitive tests used to assess neurological deficits and mental health of adults. It helps clinicians assess level of awareness, level of cognitive disability, and to better understand clients' learning potential.
The geriatric version is made for aging adults in areas of sensory motor deterioration. The changes include enlarged items, details reduced, total time reduced, and memory subtests added.
These are the 7 areas of testing.
The first test is orientation.
Hi, Peter.
Hello.
Where are you now?
Dominican University
Where is it located?
in San Rafael.
What is your home address?
My home address is.
In which place did you stay before you came here?
Which place did I stay?
What day is it today?
Friday,
What month?
February
And what year?
2018.
What season is it now? What is the time? And how long have you been hospitalized?
If they are not in a hospital setting, you can also ask, how long have you been ill? If the client is unable to answer, provide 3 multiple choices with one of the choices being the correct answer. 2 points is given for a correct answer, and 1 point is given for a correct multiple choice answer. This is the first part of the memory test.
Tell me who you see in this picture.
President Barack Obama.
Please remember the name of this person, because later in the test I will ask you again who you saw in the picture.
Okay.
Do you have a personal possession that I may see?
Yes.
Your phone?
Mhm.
Can I touch it?
Yes.
Okay. I am putting this object here. Okay. Later in the test, I shall ask you to remember the object and to point to the place where I hit it.
Okay.
I am going to show you 5 objects, one after the other. Please tell me the name of each object which is presented. Remember the objects because later in the test, I will ask you which objects you saw before. Okay?
Okay. Toothbrush.
Okay.
Salt shaker. The second test is for perception. Can you name these items for me?
Sunglasses.
If the client cannot expressively identify the object, have them point to the object. If the client is unable to do that, have them match similar items. If they are unable to do that, have them match identical items. Scoring of visual identification of objects are as follows. Can you identify these shapes for me? If the client cannot expressively label the items, present them with this page and ask, show me the circle, and so forth. If they are unable to do that, show them this page and have them match similar shapes. If they are unable to do that, have them match identical shapes. Scoring for visual identification of shapes are as follows.
What is shown on the card?
A banana, apple, and pear.
If the client has difficulty identifying the objects,
Can you point to the objects that you see on the card?
scoring for overlapping figures is as follows.
What do you see in the photograph?
A telephone.
If the client is unable to identify the objects,
Can you point to the photograph that suits the big one on the top of the page?
this is how you score for object constancy.
Can you show me your right hand? Show me your left leg. Put your right hand on your left ear. Put your left hand on your right leg. Point to my right eye. Point to my left shoulder. Point to my left leg. Point to my right hand On what side of you is the door? On what side of you is the window? On which side of you do I sit? Point to an object which is on your left side.
Fan.
The scoring for spatial perceptions are as follows. The third test tests for praxis.
Copy my movements as if you were looking in a mirror. Show me how do you use these objects. Show me how do you open a door with a key. Show me how do you cut a loaf of bread with a knife. Show me how do you erase with an eraser. Show me how do you knock a nail with a hammer.
The fourth part of the test tests for visual motor organization.
I'm going to show you 3 shapes. Please copy each shape on the paper.
Construct this pattern next to the design.
If the client is unable to construct the design,
Now try to construct it on the design. Construct this pattern on the printboard. Construct this design. Construct this puzzle on the design.
Fill in the numbers of the clock. Now put the hands of the clock at 10:15.
Okay.
the fifth part of the test tests for thinking operations.
Sort the card into groups. Name the groups.
Transportation, tools.
Is there another possible way to sort them? Name the groups.
Flying, sailing.
Arrange the pictures in the correct sequence. Tell the story.
The sixth part tests for memory. This is also where we will continue the second part of the memory from earlier in the testing.
At the beginning of the test, I showed you a picture of a famous personality. Do you remember his or her name?
Yes. Barack Obama.
Great. At the beginning of the test, I took something and I hid it. What was it and where have I put it?
It was my phone and you put it behind the clock.
I will show you 10 objects, one after the other. Tell me if I have shown it to you previously or not.
Yes. No. The final part of the test is attention and concentration.